I had a story in my heart, but I didn't know where to start. Every sentence felt wrong, every draft fell apart. Sat staring at the page like it owed me something.
All right, so I'm starting this class now. So my name is Manon Doucet. I'm a published author. I write nonfiction, self-help, middle grade stories, young adult, and I'm on a new project with a dark fiction thriller. And like I said to one of my friends there, it's actually demanding a lot out of me compared to writing the other genre. So yes, we have to learn to dissociate and all that. So today I'm going to teach on the app, which is on your cell phone, whichever cell phone you have and you have the app. This is brand new session for me. Normally it's Michael, we teach those. I went on Discord and tried to find the original session that Michael is having because he's teaching the basic of the app. I could not find a video, so maybe later I will try to figure out where it is, or ask Michael if he can send me a link and put it inside the document that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to ask you to be patient because, as I said, it's very, very new, so it's a bit of connection between our computers and the Zoom and get everything to work. It's special. So, any of you are totally new to Sudowrite? You can raise your hands or you can unmute or put it in the chat if you are brand new. If not, let me know how long you've been using Sudowrite and how long have you been using the app, if at all. Don't be shy, I'm waiting. Okay. So most people, the app is very, very new. 6 months, the app have doubled a bit, okay. 6 months, not use the app yet, all right. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of new things for you guys. My other question is, any of you has the app on their phone, their smartphone? And I think you can probably do it on your iPad too, and these little tablet. Yes, perfect. Yes. All right, so at least we have a bit of idea on how that works. Okay, so let's jump right in because I have three different way of showing you a few things. I did practice quite a bit and I'm going to see if I can show you as much as I can in 1 hour. And please, if I go too fast, because I have a tendency to do that, stop me, just make a noise or ring a bell, says you're going too fast, we don't get it. So I can slow down. And if you have questions, raise your hands. I have one co-host with me. If I see someone else which is in the ambassador which wants to be co-host, let me know so you can catch the question inside the chat. After the recording is over, I'm going to stay for a little bit candlelight talk with you. And if you have more questions you don't want to ask during the video, you're more than welcome to do so. So let's jump right in. I'm going to share the document that you see on the screen right now. This is where you're going to find all the prompt and the little story I'm going to use today. So this is my doc that I'm going to use today. So on the doc, you're going to find a bit of information here. And I start writing as a little mini story, which we call seeds that we can choose. And when we're done the session, you're more than welcome to try any of those. I did two different way of going. This one is called Story with Seeds, short version. And if you look over here in the second tab, you have a story synopsis for Sudowrite. So this one is more like giving the genre, the hook, the premises, and things like that. Two different ways to go about it for fiction, all right? And then a little bit of bonus at the end. Also, I want to show you how to go with nonfiction. That one is a bit more complete, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time. But as you know me, I might start a series that at least once a month I'm going to show you one specialty with the app. And I know in 2026, I'm also going to show you how to write a full book, nonfiction, self-help. At least once a month, I will have probably a session of 2 or 3, and we're going to write a nonfiction book ready for publishing. So a lot of things happening in 2026, so I'm getting these things ready for you. All right, so let's start the app. I'm going to share the app, and bear with me because it's a bit of going around the window. All right, what you see on the screen right now, let me know if you see that. This is Sudowrite Elvis Dictation Clockwork Ghost, or Clockmaker Ghost. Does everyone see that app? This is exactly what you see on my cell phone. Yes? No? Perfect. Okay. From the phone, this is what you see, but this is exactly what is on my Sudowrite. These are the same folder and project that I'm working on inside my Sudowrite. When you do use the app, I want to make sure you understand this. There's a little bit of flagging. It takes a bit of time to the AI and the app to sync everything together. So if when you use it and you say, so it's taking a while, don't despair because it does take a little bit of time. So I prepare a bonus section that I will attach to the video. And as you know, the video is going to be uploaded inside like 48 hours. On that, going to my little Sudowrite document that I share with you, we're going to choose one of the story. I already did the first one, the Clockmaker Ghost, and I did put, and I'm going to go back and show you because if I talk this way and you don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show this part here. If you go in here under the Clockmaker Ghost, which is basically the first story, that one I already did, and it's the bonus video that I will show you or put inside the video that I will log up on YouTube with the result. And that result, it's coming totally from the cell phone. So it's to let you know that it's not inside the app itself here. It's really inside the cell phone. But you're also going to see here, it's exactly the same thing, but in the Sudowrite version. And all these have been done from the cell phone and synchronized through after that with Sudowrite. It takes about between 1 to 5 minutes to get synchronized and all. It's a bit of work to get the whole thing to work, but once you get it, you're going to have tons of fun. All right. Any questions so far?
So far, we're good.
Perfect. All right, let's get to this. I'm going to go back and share my cell phone. All right, so on the cell phone, you see that little microphone in the bottom. This is what you use to call the babbling, the babbler, babbling, when you were babble the story. They change it, and now it's called a different name. The Smart Dictation. And as I'm talking to you, is actually recording everything I am saying to you in real time. I'm doing this to show you one thing. If you're driving or if you're in a, I don't know, a bus or something, somewhere else, a coffee place, and you are actually trying to say something at Smart Dictation, you're starting a story about, I am teaching today this class for my fellow writer, and I want them to learn about this beautiful app, how it works. And the coffee lady shows up. Now she's cutting you off in your train of thought. Do not go and click that little square. Click that little pause. So this way, you're going to be able to say to your nice lady, says, oh, thank you very much for the coffee. I like to have 2 cream and honey instead of sugar, please. And then if she's going away, you come back and you click back again on the circle. And it says, and now I can actually continue with you, my dear fellow writer, to show you how this app is going to do a beautiful job for you. Once I'm done, I'm clicking on the square, and it's going to do is transcription of everything I said.
Manon, while it's doing that, you have a question.
Go ahead.
Does it capture dictation without an internet connection?
That's a really good question. I haven't tried it. I did not try it, and that's one question I would like to know because I'm going to an airplane very soon, but then Air Canada has internet now on the airplane. So that's a question. I'm going to actually ask that question to Sudowrite. I don't have the answer right now. Question about Wi-Fi. Thank you for that question, by the way. And I will put it, when I attach the YouTube video, I'll see if I have the answer for that. Any other question?
Other than you put honey in your coffee, what's happening? No.
I don't put honey in my coffee, I put cinnamon, which is very, very good for your heart, your blood, and cholesterol go down like crazy. So just in case you want to know, I'm a crazy person with the natural world. So I don't have sugar, I don't use much of the iodine, salt, and things like that. I'm getting sidetracked, sorry. Back to our little app here. So here's a smart dictation that I got. The original is everything I said, and normally when he does the transcription of the voice to text, you're going to see in the bottom it says it's removing all the So when you say hey, things like that, it's going to take them off. Ah, perfect. So Mara did test it and she said it worked. Fantastic. Thank you for testing. Yay! Don't have to ask a question, but I have to test it though in the future. So as you can see, it got everything that I was talking with you, minus the lady when she came over and gave me my coffee because we paused there. When we are here, you can go and click the enhancement. And now it's going to make this even better. And you might actually put wording inside and dialogue. So as you said, so the smart dictation is actually recording everything I'm saying to you in real time. The clatter of the cup, hiss of steam. So he took basically that I'm in a coffee shop. And there's a dialogue about, so he turned my little babbling into a short story. So I kind of find that very, very cool. Now you can see a bit where you can go with this app. If you're happy with that, you click into this little envelope in the bottom or that little letterhead with the arrow between the garbage can and the copy button. And you can see I'm doing a new project, or you can put it into a different project. So you just click on the plus for new project. You can put a title if you want. I just leave it go because it's going to put a title anyway. And then now you're ready to go to town with that new project that you have. Now, I don't want to go with the coffee shop. I want to go with one of the one that I prepared earlier. So this is basically to give you a quick way of using this app. All right. And you can see here, dictation, smart dictation. All I did is using the little arrow beside the little bookmark. There's that arrow going back until I got into the first screen. And I don't want to go too deep into how you can do with the other stuff because there's the other one where you can get all the information, report bugs and things like that. All right, so I'm going back to my document and I'm going to start with the second story, which book that read you. So if you go into the Word document, you'll find that one. And if you look at it, you got it in two sections, and I will show you how that works. So let's start with this first little story and how it works. So again, I'm going to click on that super little microphone with the plus sign and start my story. So the story I'm working about is the name or the title is The Book That Reads You. 12 years old Kay, and be careful on the name. I'm going to pause right here. Do enunciate the name properly and slowly so the AI catch it. Because the first story, it's, what's the name of my first character was Emery, and he called it Henry. when I did the first time. So that's why I realized that we have to be careful and enunciate the names carefully. All right, 12 years old Kay find a dusty leather journal in the library with no title and no author. When he opened it, the first page says, Kay Rivers, why do you lie about your dreams? Every time he writes a sentence, the book writes one back, questioning him, guiding him, warning him. Soon pages begin filling themselves, revealing secrets about the students and teachers at school. The one morning the book writes something new. Someone here isn't human, and they already know about the book. And stop. As you can see, some of the words I read are not exactly properly said, so go back in and you can go and fix things. So also begin my story. So here I can go with my finger. Come on. And fix it normally. Oh, all right. Sorry, I click on enhancement, so I have to wait now. I was trying to click on my story and delete it. So we have to give it a little bit of time. There we go. So it did embellish what I was reading. So we have the original here. The title of the story I'm working on is The Book That Reads You, 12 years old Kay. He did it properly. I'm looking, yeah. He put a Y instead of a I, but that's okay. Find dusty leather journal in the library with a title, no author. So it's pretty close to what I read, and it's very, you know, you remove all the it's gone. So we're good with that. So let's see what he did with the enhancement version. So the library never changed, not even as the rest of the school around it filled with brighter light and shinier poster. And a new vending machine that glow like alien eggs. Kay Rivers, so she has a last name, like that. Oh, sorry. He liked the way the carpet in the stacks, stacks was permanently stamped with the ghost of 1,000 shoes, and how the air always smelled like pencil, shaving, and dust. And the way Mr. Bianchi, the librarian, pretended not to see you if you duck into the back. Kay had learned to be invisible in a place like this. He could lose an entire lunch period among the biography shelf reading about people who had done things instead of just thinking about them. Today, though, he was hunting for something with a little more teeth. And it goes on. So my little babbling turned up a pretty good story, as you can see. Now,
Manon, we have a couple of questions.
go ahead.
How does dictation and the app handle smut?
Very well.
Okay. There's no prohibitions on it or anything like that.
No, and he went over my expectation. One day I was not even going very much towards the smut, and I just put, I think it's 3 sentences, and I end up with a pretty darn good smut story. So
Okay.
yeah, it has no problem with smut.
So it has a dirty mind.
Apparently.
Is it drawing from your styles or is the AI winging it?
Repeat the first one. Is it drawing from what?
Is it drawing from your styles?
Okay. No style at this point. So is doing it with what I gave it inside my original part here. So it's not, is taking this, and that's what is creating and then enhance the story from there. because there's absolutely no style at this point. No problem. So I hope that answered your question. Now, one thing that I find out here, whichever things you choose here, I'm not sure if you can do it twice or not. You choose the one you like better. So normally I like the enhanced version much better than the original, because the original is just a small story. And I'm going to click beside the garbage can, that little letter head with the arrow, and then create a new project. And now we're going to get inside that project and demonstrate the other part. So I'm going to show back again the document. I have to put this down a bit. There we go. I'm going to show you the screen. All right. If you keep going on the first Sudowrite, the app, and you go down, so the second story is book that we read is the one we just did. Part number 2, you have this here, and that will answer the second part of the question, if it's going to check about what we are talking about. The AI is pretty close to what we have, because this is the genre that story is supposed to be. Magical realism mystery. Truth is uncomfortable but powerful. The hook is talking book plus school conspiracy. We have the arc and the final question. So now that we have this information, I'm going to go back to the app and show you what I do with that. Because now I have an idea of what I want. I saw what the AI can do with it. I'm going to ask a lot more to the AI. So I'm going to put those questions inside the AI. Now you see in the bottom, we have that little talking bubble, dialogue bubble, beside that bookmark book. If I click on this, we end up into the chat. And this is where the magic goes on. If you want a lot of things to be done by voice or typing, and get your Story Bible updated. And I'm going to show you what the Story Bible before I go any further. So you see that little bookmark? This is your Story Bible. And right now the Story Bible is totally empty. We're going to fill that up. And I'm going to show you my workflow, because I don't go manually and copy and paste. I'm getting the chat to work for me. Now, in that, you can choose which AI you want. So you can go on top, and where you see Edna, you can choose which one you want. You can say, I want an AI which is smart, critical, concise, use big word, read for the New Yorker. Or Alexi, which says no bullshit, speak at 8th grade reading level, read beach, reads. I still don't know why they put that like that. Must be something that some Anglophone understand. I don't. Then we have the Geoff or Goff. That I don't know why they call it this way either, but maybe you guys know what that means, these little names. That one is feel like a cup of warm hot chocolate, welcoming, encouraging, and kind. So I probably will use that for a non-fiction or a kid story. The Edna it's pretty concise when you work on things, and this one obviously it's very easy to work with it. So you choose the one you feel comfortable with. Any questions so far?
We pronounce it Jeff.
Ah, thank you. I'm going to use Alexi right now, and I'm going to ask her all those questions, or tell her about those questions I have in section 2 of the document that I shared with you. So I'm going to click on my little microphone and simply ask or tell her what I have. All right, the book that read you. Here it is. The genre is magical realism mystery. The themes is truth is uncomfortable but powerful. The hook is talking book plus school conspiracy. Now the arc. At the beginning, K finds a book and tries to ignore it. In the middle of the story, K must write a final truth that could expose or save everyone. And lastly, the climax, K, must write a final truth that could expose or save everyone. And for the final, there's a question. Did the book choose K or created him? Stop the chatting there. And I'm going to click on that top arrow. You can go and check if everything is good. I like it. Click the little arrow. And now Alexi is going to go and work. Once this is happening, you may hear some noise. For me, my phone do that little tactic kind of vibration. So each time it's writing a sentence, there is a little tactic going on, so I can hear that or feel in my hand that the phone is working. So here what he gave us. So the genre, magical realism mystery, the theme, truth, uncomfortable but powerful, talking book plus a school conspiracy. Okay, find a book and try to ignore it. So everything I said is basically right here. And you see there, update story Bible in the bottom, or read the story Bible. So there, when you see that little I, it normally says that it's going to update the story Bible. So let's see if it's going to do it. And it's probably not going to be there yet, or it might be there already. Let's check. You click on that update story Bible, and you go check what's going on here. And it did update. So now we have a brain dump, a very short one. Nonetheless, it's a brain dump. We have a genre, magical realism mystery. We have a very short, normally, synopsis. We don't have any character. We don't have any word building, and definitely no outline. So that little I, when it's there, it's normally saying that it did the job of starting to put the story Bible together. So far, do we have any question on that? We're doing good?
No questions in the chat.
Perfect. All right. Now, that's where we go about what would be the next question to get this story going. Now, we have a synopsis. We have all the information we're looking for. Let's ask some questions. We need more. So, what can we ask here? I'm going down to my third step. We can ask for, we have the genre, the hook. Can you please generate a detailed synopsis for the story? I want as many detail, location, date, and character name. Nice fine-tuning what I ask. So can you please generate detailed synopsis for the story? I want as many detail, location, date, and character. All right, let's see what it's going to do with that. So you can tell that if you are on the road and you have a story in mind and you start talking back and forth with one of those AI and you create, when you get home, you're going to have a whole basically story Bible ready for you to just attack your new book and be well on your way. It's a lot of time saving, I can tell you that. Instead of saying 8 hours sitting at your computer trying to get your story Bible done, you can actually do something during the day, go and get your milk, your coffee, or whatever, and come back home and have stuff done. All right, can you please generate? Now it's still working, my phone is still going on. It says it's generate the character. Yeah, doesn't say anything for the synopsis yet. Let's see what it's doing here. I'm going to click on the character. So it's giving me a character, Zoe Martinez, the role, and then she's loyal to Kay, one of the friends, the age. So we have quite a bit of information, as you can see. And this information here is taking it from, and it's still tapping on my cell phone. I can feel the typing in the background, so it's still working. That information in the character box that you have here This is exactly what I have in my character box inside Sudowrite on the computer. So it's not the one which basically it comes with the cell phone app. So let's go back and see what's happening here. I'm going to go check that story Bible, what's going on here. So we have two characters, Zoe and Mr. Thorn. And it's still going, something is going on in the background. My phone's still going. So we have another, see, it's still doing character as I talk with you guys. My phone still have that little buzzing in the background. So it's still working on the character. Oh, we have our synopsis. Okay. All right, so what he did in the background was I was showing you. He's giving me a book title, the genre, the setting, the location is Crestwood Middle School, a quaint yet mysterious institution located in a small town. The time period, 1990, present day with a flashback to 1990. Oh, that's cool. We have Kay Rivers, Zoe Martinez, Mr. Thorn, Dr. Eleanor Vince. We have a synopsis, which is much better than earlier, quite a bit, and it generates the character. Now, I'm not sure if it did put all that inside. Now, this is where it doesn't tell me that it did update the outline, and that's where the second part of teaching you a few things about this. Let's see what it's doing about our information. So we have a short brain dump. We still have the same, no style, synopsis. We still have the short synopsis. We have 3 characters. All right, one thing that, go back in here, go back inside. Oh, come on. Hold on, guys. It's thinking. Okay. All right, Drink is doing that. Hopefully it's going to stop. I'm going to go into, good thing I can go from one screen to the next. Let's go see what he did inside our Sudowrite version here. So this is the one I did earlier. Can you see my screen? No, I haven't. Hold on. Desktop, share. All right. So we have this one here, dictation of the book that read you. This was the one earlier. So let's see what we got here. So we have our babbling that we did the enhancement. We have the brain dump, which is not very long, the magical, the synopsis. It hasn't updated that as yet. So that's what it's doing right now, and it's still rolling on my phone. So we have Zoe, Dr. Eleanor Vance, Mr. Thorn, and it's doing a bit of flagging. It hasn't updated yet. So my phone is not going anywhere right now. So we're going to have to give it some
While
time.
we're waiting on that, Manon, it was noted that it saved the synopsis as a unique world building card, not in the synopsis section. Do we know why? Maybe.
Okay, hold on. I think it just came back to me. I'm going to switch screen again so I can figure out. So in the story Bible here, you mean?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. There's nothing in the world building either.
I think she may have meant on the website. This was Mara.
That's basically in the main screen. The big one on the main screen is the babbling that we got, which was enhanced, that we saw. It's not a world building. So this is where I want to go here. Okay, finally got it back to me. All right, now this is where I got a bit frustrated and I says there must be a way to get this thing updated properly or better. And if you go inside my document, you're going to find which page I put that on. It's under the nonfiction, auto, and bio, the third type. I put down major prompts in the bottom. And why I did that is to get this a little bump, speed bump in the street there to get fixed. And I'm going to show you here. Because now we have a lot of information that we ask. We have all the character, we have the time period, we have things like that. And one thing that I know I haven't got here, and I'm going to ask before I do that big demand, is I'm going to ask for world building. So we have a few characters and all that. So hold on. Let's see if we can get some world building cards here. Please generate 10 world building cards for this story above. Thank you. Thinking. Time check. Any other question? Here we go. So please generate 10 world building, creating world building entry. Here we go. So we have the Crestwood, the library, the hidden library, the book whisper is going very fast, the school history description. All right. Now we have what I need to get that. Oh, it generated the keyword here. It's just told you to write synopsis, not to generate it. All right. What I'm going to show you now that answer a few questions. I'm going to go in my nonfiction, and at the bottom of this says generate the story Bible, update the story Bible is one of the little magic things to ask the app to do for us. And then also, yeah, let's go with this one. So here I'm going to ask, generate the story Bible, update story Bible. Ask me why I asked both. It just worked that way. Generate the story Bible, update the story Bible. Click that arrow and not let it go to work. Update story Bible. So we have the seeds, the synopsis updated, the outline. The outline, it's a different story, and I will explain that too. The genre, still magical realism mystery. The style, we haven't specified that. Update story Bible. Let's go check what it's doing. Now, you see the world building? Now, our world building has been updated. Our synopsis got updated. Our characters are the same. The genre got updated. I think we did have a different genre. And the brain dump still the same. But this part here, definitely we got a good amount of information inside our story Bible for our why 10, just to have a number. I could have asked for more or less. I give it 10, so I make it work a bit harder, but I get more information on it. It's just a preference that I find out that I need a number to get what I'm looking for. Now, one thing that we're not able to do with this is this, the outline. No matter how many times you can ask for an outline, you have to go one chapter at a time. So you would have to go inside the outline, one of the outline you did have here, and copy the outline alone. So I could go here and said, generate a detailed outline for the story and use save the cat outline. Now here you can ask which outline you want, like we do inside the generate the detail outline, go for it. Like we do inside the web version, but it's not working the same way. We have to go this way, then we have to cut and paste. and is cut and paste one chapter at a time. And that was just one story, and we're already at 1343. So this is basically, if I was happy with this, that would be my outline. You can see the different way that is doing it. I saved the cat, so we have the opening, the theme, the setup, catalyst, debate. You can take your outline. You can say, let's see what it's going to do here. We did have the update the story engine with the detail outline. Let's see what it's going to do, but it's going to be 0 in the outline. As you can see, absolutely 0. Not sure where it put any of the information is talking about. So that's one thing that I did make some research and is not doing the outline itself. So copy those little box in the bottom, those little square. Now you have a little hook and you go inside the outline itself. In the outline, you do the plus button, new chapter, and here you pass your information in. Now we have everything in one chapter. Now you could go and just copy and paste and do chapter by chapter. And obviously, again, you do everything you want back in here. And this one here, you can go and expand each of them, copy and paste and bring inside the story Bible. Any question on this little story that we just did?
Could you, when you brought all that into the outline, could you go over that again just a little more slowly?
Sure. So you see at the bottom under Update Story Bible, there's the little boxes on top of each other.
Yes.
You press on this, and when you get that little hook, it means it's copied. You get the Update Story Bible with the eye. If you see the eye, that means you can click on it and it's going to bring you into the Story Bible. So I click on that. I get directly into my Story Bible. I click on the outline open. In the plus button in the bottom here, I click on it and I say, yeah, add a new chapter. Click on that. Chapter 2. You can put the title of your chapter if you want, or I just went inside, type your text here, and I click twice with my finger, and then I got that past, writing tools, autofill, and format. So I just say past, and everything goes inside of it that way. So now I have my outline twice.
Great.
But, yep.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, Mara wanted to see the prompt that you wrote to get the outline again.
The prompt, hold on, I have to go back. And I think I did put it inside our document for sure. So the prompt basically is this one here. Generate a detailed outline for this story using Save the Cat structure. So any outline that you prefer for the story you're writing, ask for that outline and it's going to do it for you. You're welcome. Now, as you can see, it's fun to do a little story. Now, someone which do a non-fiction, or you have someone who says, I want you to write a bio. Can you imagine how much easier it is to do a bio when you go with your cell phone and you put your babbling on and says, please tell me about your story. Can you see what's happening here? That's making your work so much more fun. Which bring me to, because we have a little time, I'm not going to have time to teach you everything I wanted to teach you. But if you go inside my document that I share with you, in the nonfiction bio section, there is a few snippets there. There is one about Elvis Presley, and there's one about self-help snippet, the power of daily micro habit. So if I was to do a bio for someone, and I'm using that babbling, And if I go too fast, let me know. I just want to show you how to do a nonfiction, but also that the AI is intelligent enough that it recognizes it's a nonfiction. Obviously, I'm using Elvis Presley, so you kind of know that Elvis Presley, it's a real person and all that. But it's just for the fact that I'm showing you this quickly. Are we all good for this? Keep going. Perfect. All right. So in the third tab, nonfiction audio, I'm going to start the babbling of the nonfiction snippet, Elvis Presley influenced the modern music. So nonfiction snippet, Elvis Presley influence on modern music. Elvis Presley, often held as the king of rock and roll, didn't just transform the music industry with his voice and charisma. He bridged cultural gaps and brought rock and roll into the mainstreams. His fusion of riffs, and blues with country influence opened the door for countless artists and changed how popular music evolved. From his iconic dance moves to his chart-topping hits, Elvis left a legacy that still influences musicians today. This story is a non-fiction. I want to write a bio about Elvis Presley. And I click stop. Now it's going to make me sound more brilliant. So it says, okay, it's a non-fiction snippet. Elvis Presley influence on modern music. Elvis Presley often held as the king of rock and roll, didn't just transform music industry with voice and charisma. He bridged the cultural gap. So he did everything that I asked. I can keep going with this, or I can just have fun and see what it's going to do if I ask to enhance this, because it's a non-fiction. So is it going to go crazy and give me a romance kind of thing? So let's see what it's going to do. Because we were very clear, it's a non-fiction. So I'm waiting for the enhancement. There we go. Elvis Presley legacy resounds in the fabric of modern music. Before he became the global icon known as the king of rock and roll, he was a truck driver from Tupelo, Mississippi, raised in a rip of Pentecostal church and the rowdy pulse of Beale Street. He grew up in a world where country and western tunes play side by side with the deep soul of blues. Two genres kept apart by social custom, but not by the radio dial or the spirit of the people who love them. When Elvis walked into Sun Studio in Memphis, he carried this collision of sound with him. Sam Phillips, the studio visionary owner, recognized the alchemy in Presley's voice, a southern twang, and the oh boy, there's word in there that I would have to practice. I'm French, by the way, so please
Underpinned.
thank you. By bluesy phrasing delivered with confidence that blurred the line between reverence and rebellion. The result was something new, something that made teenagers scream and parents clutch their purse. Oh boy. With each record, Elvis didn't just sing, he detonated culture boundaries. I think I kind of really like it. A lot of things there I will have to go and double check if all the information is good. But what do you think about this part of this session?
I think overall been received pretty positively.
It's pretty good. For a nonfiction to write a bio, it's not bad at all. So I kind of really like what I see. And like I said, everything the AI gave you, go and double check. So the truck driver part, I don't know he was a truck driver. So is that real? Anyone knows about that or not?
Oh yeah, that was real.
That's true? Oh, cool.
Yep.
So there you go. So That's something I learned about Elvis Presley. So I say I like this part. I'm going to click between the garbage can and the copy button. I'm going to click that little thing and I'm going to create a new project for Elvis Presley. And from there, I can go and write his bio, get a detailed outline. And for that, I also did give you a work thing to ask. And this time we're going to use Edna. So I'm going to, and I did go fast, I'm sorry. That little bubble there of question beside the little microphone, I'm clicking on this. On top, I'm going to click on Alexi, and I'm going to ask for Edna because she's more critical and concise and all that stuff. So I'm using her for this one. And here the question I'm going to ask Edna. If we can talk to Edna without creating a project, I think we can. If you want to start from there and create something directly in Edna and do a story, I'm pretty sure you can start right there and don't have to do the babbling first. So now here, what I'm going to ask to Edna for that nonfiction, create alternative subtitle option 5 tagline. So I want to ask Edna to help me out with a title and I'm going to go. So I have my first one. I want a working title and subtitle. I want the purpose of the book. I want the reader identity and transformation. Now I'm going into the nonfiction part of working with Edna and the app. So I'm going to click on the little microphone. I want you to create a subtitle option, 5 tagline idea, and a positioning message. You're going to ask me all that stuff, what that's mean. I ask how to ask Edna some question for a nonfiction, and this is one of the prompt. So let's see what it's going to give us. So it's giving me tagline idea for my story with Elvis Presley. So you craft a compelling subtitle, tagline idea, and positioning message for your document Elvis Rock and Roll King. I will need to consider the theme and essence of Elvis' impact on music and culture. Here what I propose. The subtitle option, revolutionizing music and culture through rhythm and soul. Tagline. 1. The King Who Shook the World. 2. Where Rip Meet a Revolution, and so on. So we have those 5. Then the position message. Explore the life and legacy of Elvis Presley, a transformative figure in music history whose electrifying performance and culture influence transcendent generations. This narrative delves into how Elvis not only redefined rock and roll, but also challenged societal norms, leaving an indelible mark on the world and entertainment and beyond. If you would like any adjustment or additional option, please let me know. So I have all those question one after the other. So let's get the second question because I'm building my nonfiction bio book right here. So I want all the information I need. So go back on my microphone, transform this into an author mission statement, reader promises, and back cover positioning paragraph. So now I'm getting this information ready. So I have everything I need. So when I get inside Sudowrite and write the whole book, I have everything I need to go. So basically, this is my small research on Elvis Presley and how I can position the book, the mission, and everything else. So mission statement, to illuminate the extraordinary journey of Elvis Presley, revealing how his groundbreaking and artistry and cultural impact reshape the landscape of music and social, inspiring generation to come. So the premises is the cultural catalyst, musical evolution, icon performance, legacy of influence, personal journey. And the back cover positioning paragraph. Step into the world of Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, whose unparalleled talent, charisma ignite a musical revolution. This captivating narrative Elvis's Elvis's rise from humble beginning to global superstardom, exploring his profound influence on music, culture, and society, with a unique blend of personal anecdote and historical context. Elvis, rock and roll king, invite readers to witness the legacy of a man who not only changed the sound of music but also challenged the status quo. Join us on this journey through the life of an icon whose spirit continues to resonate, reminding us all of the transformative power of music. I would buy that book. Any questions so far?
The chat's clear. I don't know if anybody has any questions they haven't put in the chat.
All right. So did you see a bit how thing goes from here, and you have tons of question. Just in case you have to go, I want to thank you. I'm not going to stop the recording right now or the class. I'm going to keep on going until I get the full outline for that bio. But for the one who has to go at the top of the hours, I want to say thank you. You're going to receive a short email asking you how you found the class and giving me a 5-star rating, and ask what you like to see in the future through the app, what we can test for you. I will keep on going until probably another 10 minutes, and then I will stop the recording if you don't have any more questions, and then do the candle talk with you a little bit. All right? All right. So my next question on this here. Read the reader identity and transformation. So when you do a nonfiction books, you want to know who's going to be your reader and try to get the book to go for them here. Let's see if we can ask that question here. Create a transformation roadmap and emotional journey path for the reader about Elvis Presley bio. Now, why did I ask and kept the idea about Elvis Presley? I find out at some point when we go too far in those questions, he seems to forget we're talking about Elvis Presley and put a different name. I don't know what he did that in the previous time when I record myself. So this time I says I'm going to make sure that I reiterate that we are talking about Elvis Presley. There's quite a bit of information to give. All right. So, transformation. So, introduction to Elvis Presley, the familiar reader with Elvis' early life and background. The key themes: humble beginning, family influence, and early musical explosion. The emotional tone, nostalgic and hopeful. The rise of fame, explore Elvis' breakthrough into the music industry. Keynote, discover talent and excitement of newfound fame. The emotional tone, exhilarating and inspiring. So these tone I will use those under the writing style of the difference between chapter to chapter. So I like the way it's giving me this here. And then emotional journey path, the curiosity, inspiration, empowerment, excitement, empathy, reflection, and celebration. You can stay in this and read it for a couple of hours. No, we're not going to do that right now. Now we're going to ask a few more information. I want to map these in a relevant life event and narrative arc. And I'm building that book. So map these themes to relevant life event and narrative arc. I want to know about his love after a loss. I want to know about breaking cycle and his boundary and self-respect. These are the key themes in the life messages that I have inside the document, if you wonder where I got those. So love of his mother, relationship with Priscilla. Initial, that goes so fast, I don't have time to read. His narrative arc, his military transformation, his divorce, his awakening. Oh my God, I went so fast. And the conclusion. So empowering through the divorce, the awakening as a navigate the complexity of his career, giving me a lot of information to work with. One thing that I have to ask Sudowrite is how we can copy that chat and bring it inside Sudowrite, because this is something that you have to go one after the other in that little square on square and bring it inside the chat or the story Bible. Or what I like to get it in is the brain dump. Basically, I want to get all that information in. So that's one thing that a demand to ask Sudowrite, so it's easier for us to work with this chat here to get everything copied over. And it would be easier for us too when we teach a class to get these things copied over, because we cannot copy from the phone to the computer. So it's like a bit of, yeah, it's a bit of time consuming to do. Now let's see if we can get a timeline and create a outline on this. Any questions so far, or did I put anyone to sleep?
Not so far.
Okay, perfect. So let's do a timeline with the major life event of Elvis Presley. Organize event into emotional arcs, book section, and chapter structure on Elvis Presley. So organize the event into emotional arcs, book section, and chapter structure for Elvis Presley biography. So he even got even better to what I ask. And there you go. That's a beautiful magic going on right now. Wow. This is beautiful. Instructions. So Elvis Rock and Roll King. Section organized in early life, rise to fame, culture, impact, personal struggle, relationship, legacy. Section 1, the origin and early life, curiosity and nostalgia. Chapter 1, humble beginning. Explore Elvis' childhood in Tupelo, Mississippi, and his family dynamic. Highlight early musical influence and role of his mother. 2, the spark of music. Then section 2, rise to fame, emotional arc, inspiration and exhilaration. Chapter 3, breaking through moment. Discuss the release of That's All Right. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice song. And the impact of his first recording. Highlight the excitement of his early performance and public reaction. So we have a pretty nice start of a outline section by section with quite a bit of good information there. And an epilogue. Cool. Now, what else do I have here? Build a character web showing tension, influence, lesson, and unsolved pattern. So you can go and play with the rest of all the information I put inside the document that I share with you. There is the final prompt, which is huge, the major prompt at the bottom, where you can ask, and I use Edna, ask her for title option and things like that. It's a lot, and we short a bit on time. I'm past the hours and everything else too. Let's see what that's going to look like here if I do ask my last question here. Now generate the story Bible and update all the story Bible based on everything above. Beside the outline. Now generate the story Bible and update the story Bible based on everything above. Let's see what it's going to do. If it's going to give me the letter I, reading story Bible, updating story Bible. Biography, music. Let's see if it's going to do. So we have the biography, musical history, narrative, nonfiction, which is perfect for nonfiction. We have a not too bad synopsis. Character, we have to ask to generate the character alone. Same thing for the world building. And as you know, the story Bible, the outline is not going to do it. And he did a little bit of the brain dump. And now you will have to do the same thing that we did with the first book. Ask for the character on the side and ask it to update the character box in the story Bible and give us world building of the information we're looking for Elvis Presley. So you can ask to go and get the information from above and everything else and so on. All right, so I think I did show you quite a bit. It's a lot of practice to do. Be patient with the app when you go and play with it. Do know that it does use your credit. Let's see if we can go on the app and see what it did with that. In the same time, do you have any question that you want to ask on the recording before I stop the recording? We'll check on this here. Going to go back.
Not saying anything.
All right, as you can see here, we have dictation, Elvis, rock and roll king. So the babbling we did, the one that we choose, the enhanced version of the babbling that we got. Let's see in the story Bible, we have a short, and then I would have to go and get the app to bring me all the other information that I'm looking for. So I could ask to get the, let's see here. If I go on the app, I'm going to show you quickly on the app. If I want things faster a little bit, I'm going to click those two little boxes in the bottom. I get my little hook. I'm going to go into my update and I'm going to go in the brain dump here. Enter. And I'm going to pass the information. So in my brain dump, the last part that we did, the synopsis and all that, I'm going to see if it's going to work, at what speed we're going to get it inside here. So let's go back into the computer version. And let's see if we can get this here. So I'm going to do a refresh. And we got the update inside the brain dump by copy and paste. And from here, then I could use in my workflow, I would take this outline. If the outline was what I want, I would copy this. Now we're supposed to have the genre, it's already there and all that. I will take this just as fun, just for the fun of it. I will go inside the outline, the bottom, down, custom, and I would pass in the outline that it gave me in the app and use this. And I would say generate this outline. And I would go also and go and ask for my word building and my character and all that, but just for the fun of it, to show you how you can actually use that outline and build a story. So it's going to generate from that here a outline for Elvis Presley. All right. Anything, any question or anything you like me to test on this particular story during doing this outline?
Looks clear.
Looks clear. Good. Is that giving you a taste a bit to try the app and have fun with it a little bit? You're welcome.
It's a lot more flexible than I thought it was.
It's a bit of learning curve. So you're lucky, guys, that you have people to show it to you, because for us, we had to go and learn it on our own and go back and forth. So practice on it and get your workflow. It's a workflow that you're going to get used to it. But yeah, it is fun to see what you can do, and it's very intuitive. It's very I'm impressed on a few things that I play with. And then I gave you all those things inside the document that you can play with also, so you're going to have a bit of fun on that. The outline is very slow. These days, I don't know if you are like me, Sudowrite is a bit slow and lagging. They are working on it.
Yeah, it's been that way for a few days.
Yeah. So it's almost there. I want to see what it's going to give me for that outline. Oh, there you go. So the humble beginning, born in Toledo, Mississippi, 1935, Elvis Aaron Presley entered the world in a two-room shotgun house built by his father. The spark of music, the rise of fame, breakthrough moment, the Elvis phenomenon, breaking barrier, king of cool. The chapter gonna call Elvis evolution from rebellious rocker to sophisticated entertainer following his 1960 return from military service. Huh, yeah, that changed people. Love after loss, the cost of fame, and seeking redemption. And it goes and goes. Oh, that's, I think he went even, how many chapters we have? 12 plus the epilogue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we got pretty much all the chapters. We have a prologue, outline, rise. So yeah, I kind of like what I got there, and I would go to town. I would just go and expand everything and play with this for hours and have fun with that. So I think for me, I did teach you and show you a lot. It can get your mind to go crazy a little bit. It's a lot of information to assimilate and have fun with it. If there's no question to ask right now, I really like how you gave example of what you can step by step, could follow along and do a same prompt as you. Yeah, thank you, Mara. Have fun with those prompts. It's always fun that to have those prompts and just add a little bit of things for your own personal way of working. It's always fun to see the difference between the two. So if there's no more question on that can be asked or done on the recording, any question on the recording that needs to be asked now? Sounds good. All right. On this, I'm going to say, have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to stop the recording and then we can chat a little bit off recording. Again, my name is Manon Doucet. It was a pleasure to spend an hour and some with you, teaching you about Sudowrite and the app. All right, so what do we see on the screen? We see the iPhone. Okay, so let's do a testing right here. So on the phone right now, as you can see, I have some folder already done. And if you want to see how every little step work, I put down in the tab where Michael did videos in session on how to work the app step by step. But for today, we are not working on every single little part of the app. We're actually working on the fact that we are writers and sometimes we go on the go. There's multiple ways to do that, but now that we have the app which allow us to do things, so why not doing it that way? One thing I'm going to show you, it's starting from the first window, is that little microphone. Without going inside the app itself, I want to start with what we used to have, which we call the Ramble. The Ramble changed name and it became this little microphone. which I cannot click on my computer. I have to click on my phone, which is called Smart Dictation. And the Smart Dictation is basically what it is. You dictate what you want the app to record, a story, idea, things like that. You can talk for about 5 minutes to get everything recorded and then inside Sudowrite. One thing that I want to point out is that little pause button, which is very good, because then if you have someone coming and distracting you, or if you're driving, hopefully you're not doing that as you're driving, but if you do it on the red light and the red light change and you get distracted or whatever, something happen, you can pause what you have to say and then restart, and not having that 5 minutes going into silence. So this is very important to use that little pause button, like I show right there. It turns a circle waiting for you to restart your recording. Then you restart your recording, and then you keep on going with your dictation for your new story, your bio, your everything you want to put inside Sudowrite, your next books, your idea, anything. It's great for this point. And once you finish talking and saying what you want, you simply go on the white little square and you stop your recording. Then Sudowrite will do the transcription of everything you said. Try to polish it possibly, but it will try to get to wherever you said. So as you can see, it says I have to click on my phone, which I call Smart Dictation. And Smart Dictation is basically what it is. You dictate what you want to app to record and so on. So that way. So if that's one part of it, so you have your original. And if you want, if you had a small idea of story and you says, okay, I put a bunch of idea together, so can you enhance that for me? Basically, it's asking the AI to make it better or transform it into a small story already. So you can simply click on the enhance, and it's going to enhance what I just told you for a couple of minutes there when I did the little starting point of this. So now it's polishing it a bit and make it even better with a little bit of text and pause and things like that. So we make it better. So this you can save them. That's probably the best thing to do too, is to save them as you click on that little square with the arrow on the side, or you can copy it too. You have your original. You can copy that too. So one at a time, basically. So let's get this enhanced one. And we send it to a new document with the plus sign. And now we have a Smart Dictation feature. And still a bit of little, how would I say that, gap or things on the app that doesn't always make sense. Like a half screen like this, we have to go up and down. And this is the one that got embellished. You can go from right here and go directly into the chat app, which is where basically you can do a lot of brainstorming with the chat and things like that. So this is where I can go and ask for one thing, what you can do for me, and it's going to give you a list of things you can do. In this one here, we can get a bunch of information to work our information. Like, let's see here. Let's see if we can brainstorm, but not a word building. Brainstorm something else. So you can basically type it or say it. So here, I like to ask, can you please give me more information on the text that we did together? I want this ready for a class. So if you can break it down into a proper outline step by step, I would appreciate that. Then you stop your microphone. You can go and read it. and you can send it. It is going to be thinking. It is doing a full documentation tool. So introduce the Smart Dictation, starting the recording, experience of recording, interruption, resume and recording, ending the recording, and conclusion. So that's right there. It's a nonfiction helping you for a class. You can also choose different Alexi or Edna or Guff. It almost like sounds goofy, but so right now we've been using Alexi. So, and she did a pretty good job. So from this, I could go, okay, copy this. What do you mean by document? Read. It doesn't allow me to do anything else with this. So I can go and say, please add this to the brainstorm or the brain dump inside the story Bible. So it's reading the story Bible and it says it's updating the story Bible. Add the outline to the brainstorm section of the story Bible, brain dump, if you need more, blah, blah, blah. So you can go on the I here. And if it's fast enough, it went in the brain dump. The only thing that I could not find or figure out as yet is how to get things in the outline. You can only do it chapter by chapter, which it's something for the future, but let's keep on what we are doing here. Then you can go back to our Edna and say, can you please tell me if this is a, what is the genre for this document? This is making me sound more brilliant. Can you please tell me what is the genre for this document? Tell me what is the best genre for this document. There we go. Creative nonfiction, personal essay. If you want to explore technology or writing tool, could also fit depending on how it depends the frame, blah, blah, blah. So right here, so we can say, okay, this is a creative nonfiction. Can you please update the genre with the information you put above? It says it did update the story Bible, so you click on this. It may take a bit more time to get there. There we go. So you have to give it a bit of time to bring things in. Hopefully during the class it'll get a bit faster, but I kind of doubt it. So this is how you can use quite a bit of this information. You click on the X and you get out. And from there you can go and babble for all kind of things. Now let's see if we can get, this should be already inside a box, dictation, smart dictation feature. Now let's go to our Sudowrite itself and see if this got transferred over. So we change the screen and bring the desktop too. And now you should be able to see my Sudowrite. So it should be inside. It's not inside that. It's not showing as yet. So go a little refresh. And there it is, dictation. And now you have the information we had. The English one, you won't have the first version. It's not going to be there. You're going to have nothing in your brainstorm, but your genre is going to be there. And from here, you can also keep on working from here, and it's going to also show on your iPhone or smartphone. Now let's get into a different story. And I'm going to go inside this program here where we're going to do a short story. So let's share again the iPhone. There we go. And now we're sharing the iPhone again. And we're going to start a new information, a new story. So I have a story called The Clockmaker's Ghost. Every night at 12:03 a.m., Emery hears the gear inside her wall ticking louder than normal. The clock is over 100 years old and read it from her grandfather she never met. One night, she opens the back panel and finds a folded note tucked between the gears. The note says, don't let her find you. And the name sign underneath is her own name. Before Emery can react, the clock strikes again, and a figure made of gears, paper, and smoke steps from the shadow and says, time is running out. And we always think that there's not enough information because it's cut down, but the information is there. And every night, Emery. So this time you got the name. So you have to be careful on name because it doesn't always give the, so double check everything that it's well said. And again, we're going to ask for enhancing this, and it's going to transform that little babbling into a short story. Now we have a cute little story with a bit more information. So we can send that to a new document. I could have sent it to a already there document. And now we can go inside and add some information. So if we go into my document, we can go to the second step, which is basically expand a synopsis. So we're going to have a chat with chat and start working this. We could also go inside and add more information, but for this class to show you how that works, we're going to go with this here. So I will go into asking some question and I'm going to see which one is best there. So no bullshit, speak to 8th grade reading level, read beach reads. Edna is smart, critical, concise, use big words. Feeling a cup of warm coffee. Yeah, that might be this. I think Alexi is probably better there. Use Alexi. So we're going to ask Alexi to add information so we can expand this as a better synopsis for that story. All right, so here the story, I want to add the genre, which will be middle grade mystery with spooky fantasy. We have the theme of destiny versus choice. The hook is a clock countdown to a danger only the protagonist can stop. Our act seeds is the beginning where Emery discovered a message from her future self. The middle of our story with a twist, a time spirit reveals her family wants protect time itself. And the climax of our story is where Emery must choose reset time and erase herself, or break the rules and face consequences. In this, we have a antagonist, a villain, a mysterious her, revealed later to be a corrupt version of Emery herself. Now we let it think, and is going to do an update here. All right, so we have update the genre middle grade, add the theme destiny versus choice, update the hook, add the seed, middle, twist, climax details of the outline. So it says, here's a genre, the theme, the hook, act, scenes, Emery discovered a message from her future self, the middle, twist, climax. Everything is set. If you need anything else, I want to dive deeper into the part of the story, just let me know. So let's see if we have part 3 here. So part 3 class note. The teacher draw a small powerful idea, so random. Let's see if we can do this here. Add this to our, so we can say update. I'm not even checking if it's going to do it. It might. Yeah, it did it. We don't have a still yet. We have a short synopsis. We don't have characters yet. So I'm going to keep on going with the information I'm looking for. Now, we're going to pick a seed, a mysterious object. We're going to have a rule broken, a magical stranger, a secret no one should know. I want you to write a 150 to 250 word mini story. One hook, one mystery, one shift in danger or truth. Next, I want you to turn that into a synopsis. I want you to identify the genre, the theme, the hook, the middle, the begin, the middle, and the climax, and add a twist and a unanswered question. Now it's writing. If you had the stuff in your hands, you could hear my cell phone. It's doing that little tick, 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 tick. I have that under my fingers. All right, so generate the text. So Emery breathes caught in her throat. She shared her old self. The woman face bore familiar freckle across their nose, but fine line around the eyes that spoke of years and worries. You're me, she whispered. The guardian gravelly, him, what you become, da da da. Hourglass pulse. I just want to save him, Emery said, her voice small. Is that so wrong? The price is high. The clock struck. Okay, we have some good information here. So we can click on view the text, and that generate text is what we have above. Now we can say, can you please update the story Bible with all the information we have? I would like you to also generate a full cast character and 10 world building to make the story very easy to follow and write and make it the bestseller. So by doing this, you're making your story kind of basically everything we do in story inside Sudowrite itself on the web, but as you are with your cell phone. And as you can see, it says I update the story Bible, I list the character, and a list of word building also. It's still working, by the way, so you got to give it time. So it's generating the character, and after that, it's going to start generating the world building. Any question during the information is getting generated here? Let's go see if we can check inside our Sudowrite itself. I'm going to do a quick update of my screen and show you the result. Now dictation, the clockmaker. It's making all kind of information between my fingers here. So we have Emery discover a message in the clock. So now we have something in the brain that wasn't there earlier. It changed our genre for middle grade, spooky fantasy. It gave us this synopsis, a very short one. Obviously, we can expand that, and you all know how to do that. Now we also have our characters. So we have our protagonist, Emery clockwise, and that's it. Okay, let's go back to the app and see what happened here. Let's get this back up. Let's see, generate character, list of word building, list of character. We only have Emery. Sorry if I go a bit fast here. All right, I'm going to ask. Can you expand to more than one character, or at least give me the same character twice, as there is the present character of Emery and the future character of Emery? Because she should be there twice, not just one time. Let's go check in our app. Anyways, these things were not changing place. So in the app over here, let's do a quick refresh. We have all the information we did, and I will try to get everything also added as a new document with all the information from AdXC. Hopefully I can do that. Let's check our world building. All right, so we have the secret room, the Guardian of Time, the Emery family, Time Spirit, Mysterious Figure, Clock Curse, Family Heirloom, Hourglass, Clock House. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 of those. Now let's see if it gives me more character than just one Emery. And somehow we're going to do a quick refresh again. Now we have two Emery. Future version of the protagonist and the protagonist of today. So it did do exactly what I was looking for. And here if I want to add someone else, which I don't need. And from there, we can go. The outline is a lot easier to do on the web itself here than on the cell phone. It's not, on the cell phone, it's going to do only one chapter at a time. So for some of you, might be a very good way of working and things like that. So let's go back to our cell phone, see if we can get the rest of the information done. I'm going to have to switch things. So we have all our information here. So let's go check in our generation of character, I want to get out of this, go in here. So we have our world building. We have our two characters, the present and the past, and one which was created. A very short synopsis, which could be definitely extended. Style has nothing, so we can do that later. We have a fantasy and very short brain dump, which is not what we have here. Oh yeah, we have a very short brain dump. Now, let's see if we can get, can we copy clear chat setting? I'd like to know if I can copy the whole chat. The chat itself is not on this or on that. Great work. Now, can you update the story Bible completely with the information above? This Let's go see what he did with the story Bible. Create the story Bible with the above information on Elvis Presley. If it did had, sorry, the story Bible created, we have seen a little eye going on, but there's no eyes nowhere in this. We could also give it a bit of help by updating as we go. So he's reading the story Bible, but it's not doing the story Bible because there's no little I. So we need that little I to say that Edna is doing the story Bible. So now I generate the text. To the text, I need the generate the story Bible, update the story Bible. So we need now generate the character cast and update the story Bible. Generating the character cast. I think with all this, we have a full hour of information easily. And leave space for some question.
I had a story in my heart, but I didn't know where to start. Every sentence felt wrong, every draft fell apart. Sat staring at the page like it owed me something, but the words stayed quiet and the fear kept thumping. Then I heard a voice inside me say, "You're overthinking, just put something on the page. Write it messy, write it wild, write it like you were a fearless child. Don't wait for perfect, don't delay. If you got something to say, write it anyway. Oh, 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 let it out, let it out, let it write it anyway. Oh, 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 let it out, let it out, let it write it anyway." Some days the magic shows up like lightning. Other days every paragraph feels frightening. Oh, but every page, even the ones that are wrong, are stepping stones to the book where you finally belong. So don't stop now, don't throw it away. You can edit tomorrow, but today, write it messy, write it wild, write it like you were a fearless child. Don't wait for perfect, don't delay. If you got something to say, write it anyway. Go, go, write it up, write it up, write it, write it anyway. Go, go, write it up, write it up, write it, write it anyway. First draft, chaos. Second draft, clarity. Third draft, confidence. Final dance, magic. Magical, write it messy, write it bold. Write the story only you can hold. Dream it, draft it, shape the clay. But whatever you do, write it anyway. Oh.